Grady had this record album that was put out by Chevrolet in the mid-'60s about safe driving by some unknown folk band.
So we created a band called The Right Direction and shot a few videos based on these songs from this album.
For the good of all concerned, we have many driving rules, and we'd be a lot of fools if we ignored them.
The whole song was a 60s or 70s thing, and it was about like being cool with the kids.
Kids today aren't going to listen to the fuzz. They're not going to listen to authority. We feel like music is the medium with which we can reach them, and I feel this, I believe this.
The Right Direction video sketch, to me, was a little bit influenced by Spinal Tap, and a little bit influenced as well by the Ruddles.
Buses and trucks all seem to surround you, but a moment's hesitation, just a little consideration.
I felt like I stumbled into some people who luckily had all these resources at student television, cameras, editing, it was all Greek to me. I had no idea, but we had the most fun. I mean, it was just fun.
All I want is some food, maybe a cheeseburger, just some food.
We were improvising a lot of the ideas.
You wouldn't talk so tough if Jet Manley were here. Jet Manley is Jet Manley!
Mind if I join the party?
For the most part, we would come up with a good idea and then we would just sort of barely rehearse it and then shoot it.
They asked me to play a news reporter in one of the sketches.
Hi, I'm Tim Sullivan with Channel 6 News.
Which was very interesting because very quietly, I didn't even want to make it public. It's what I wanted to do for a living.
Colin looked like a news reporter, and we all said it. And I was like, man, you should do that because you're not smart, you're not socially adept or anything. You should be a news reporter. And now he is.
We were going to graduate in the spring of '86, and we wanted to do one more World of Fun, and we really wanted to go out with a bang. So the idea came up of like, let's not just do a half-hour sketch show, let's do like a whole self-contained half-hour story. And when are we going to find the time to do it? It's like, well, what about spring break?
We actually thought, what if we take all the STV equipment with us down to Florida, which was a huge violation.
We actually had to go in under cover of the night. The studios for XYC were in the student union. And one of us, it may have been me, was a DJ at XYC, so we left that door open, which allowed us to get into the student union, and then someone else may have coordinated actually having the STV offices be open so that we could get the camera gear and some lights and tripod.
So we took all the equipment 600 miles down to Central Florida. When we first got the equipment down to Florida, we didn't really know what we were going to do, so we just were taping ourselves.
We're going to do a couple of Spring Break '86 tunes from the World of Fun guys.
Happy spring break.
While I was there early on, we were playing music and out on the deck of David Palmer's lake house.
And then we started getting the idea of like, well, maybe we should be doing some sort of a story.
Yeah, it's the radiator, not the radiator. Yes, it is. It overheated.
We came up with this very basic idea of 4 characters who go down to Florida for spring break from Chapel Hill. They have car trouble. They have to split up to find a tow truck or a phone or something.
What the hell we need a phone for? Go call your mama.
Hijinks ensue. And they have all these obstacles they have to get over before they're reunited.
We're gonna die! We're not gonna die! We're not gonna die! You're the one that almost got us killed by a bunch of Neanderthal.
First time I got involved with STV was spring of 1986, sophomore year of college, and was invited down to Florida.
I can help bring you from the clutches of Satan. Satan?
Had no idea what I was getting into.
This might come as a surprise to many of you, but shooting World of Fun 2, we did not have a script.
Well. Oh man, a house!
Well, maybe have a phone or something, or they can give us some help.
We might be able to help, huh?
There was no story, and then we went and found locations. We found locations and costumes and said, okay, what kind of story can we create out of this?
You know, so stop it. Say, well, let's go knock.
We pushed the envelope in terms of the production. Like, we had these shots shot out of the back of pickup trucks. David was in a bass boat in the middle of the lake with the camera on a tripod.
One thing I'm proud of in all the student television stuff is I did all of my own stunts.
Watch him, dog! Now wait a minute, boys! You shot the dog!
So if being a television reporter didn't work out, I always felt like I could fall back on being a stuntman.
All right, fellas, what can we do you for?
We didn't really know how to end that show, so we came up with the ending that a mad ventriloquist dummy was going on a killing spree.
He's been driving around a white pickup truck picking off people left and right. He's killed 38 people so far in the last 24 hours.
Left and right.
He's armed and dangerous.
We tried to orchestrate as best we could without any special effects a bloodbath.
Hey, kitties!
That sequence was really elaborate because you have to remember this is the 80s, before nonlinear editing. For those of you who are technical minded, you couldn't just kind of go in and open up scenes and change. You had to cut linearly, so that in that scene, when every flash of the gun happens, David would cut each one of those things, and it was really elaborate. But we were really proud of that show. The fundamental thing about having access to that equipment and being able to make the stuff was, in the back of I think all of our minds was like, could we do something like this for a living? Could we actually be involved in making movies or television or radio or music or something like that? And you don't necessarily know the answer to that question until you have a chance to do some version of it.
Just to enjoy the process made me realize that, oh, that's the kind of writing I would really like to do. And the rewards of like having other people enjoy it, you know, is heady as well. And I think it kind of gave us all an idea that maybe there was a career, you know, out there in the world for us.
STV created the ability for us to kind of go, oh look, we can do this. We can do things that we think are genuinely funny, and we sort of executed it. And we showed other people, like, oh, that's funny. So we decided, all right, well, let's try to go out to California and try to make it.
It feels in a way like college has continued out here, and in large part, it's the STV group.
What we learned in that moment with STV, we took with us, not just in our heads, but actually in our bodies. I.e., we're all still friends, we all still collaborate together, we all still work together. That to me was amazing.
I never thought in 1983, 10 years later, we'd all be working, you know, pretty much professionally in Hollywood, but still working together and still basically on STV type equipment. This was right before digital changed everything.
So cut to years later, and I'm actually editing comedies. I've worked on shows like Curb Your Enthusiasm for HBO. I had an Emmy nomination for a Chris Rock comedy special that I edited for HBO. Currently, I'm editing The League, which is now popular on FXX.
I've directed around 80 music videos. Nowadays, I'm producing a movie channel for YouTube at Berman Braun called Cinefix.
I was the executive producer of Survivor. I did a bunch of National Geographic and Discovery Channel shows.
I've been a television reporter and anchor in Massachusetts, in Tennessee, in Indiana, and now here in North Carolina, just down the road from UNC.
I wrote a movie and got some money and went back to Raleigh and made it. Bandwagon, and that got into Sundance and was well received. I made a movie called Drive Me Crazy with Adrian Grenier, and then I made Like Mike, and then Zachary Beaver, and then I made Aliens in the Attic.
Survivor, where I was a supervising producer and later executive producer and showrunner for 7 or 8 years. Most recently, just finished directing and producing my first feature film, The World Made Straight, based on the novel by a guy named Ron Rash.
I got to get into the niche of long-form documentaries for older movies that were starting to come out on Laserdisc and then DVD, like Jaws, Close Encounters, Psycho, The Birds, Marnie, Rear Window. Got to do some Scorsese documentaries for Taxi Driver, Cape Fear.
Basically, when Dave and I came out, we sold a screenplay with David Palmer.
We worked on King of the Hill for basically the entire run of the show. We wrote and produced for Beavis and Butthead, wrote the movie Blades of Glory, a show coming up on HBO.
We're currently writing Popeye, an animated feature with Gendy Todorovsky of Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, and the Powderpuff Girls.
I directed episodes of New Girl with Zooey Deschanel. I was also fortunate enough to start directing movies. I directed Bring It On in 2000. Directed Down with Love in 2003 with Renee Zellweger and Ewan McGregor. The Breakup with Vince Vaughn and Jennifer Aniston in 2006. And I directed Yes Man with Jim Carrey in 2008.
Don't touch that dial. More fun coming your way on STV.
Happy 30th anniversary, STV.
Happy anniversary, STV.
Happy 30th anniversary, Student Television.
Happy 31st anniversary, Student Television.
It's 30th.
STV, you're 30. Stay there. Enjoy it. It's a good age.
Happy anniversary, STV.
Happy anniversary, Student Television.
Happy birthday, STV. Is there a party for someone?
Happy 30th anniversary or birthday, STV.
I'd like to wish STV a very happy 30th birthday or anniversary. I'm not sure which, but it's your special day, so if you want to have a happy one, please do. If you don't, that's fine with me.
Happy 30th anniversary, STV.
Don't ever smoke and stay in school and no drugs.
This is Student Television.
Edited entirely by David Palmer.
Copyright 2013.